my mom says, taking a sip of her coffee. My parents are trying to teach me some kind of lesson. They don't think it's right that they would have to pay more than $500 for a last-minute plane ticket from Florida to Massachusetts, when I'm the one who convinced them to let me go on this trip. Plus, my mom thinks this whole thing is typical teen angst, one of those situations portrayed on a teen sitcom that's resolved in a half hour of laughs and mishaps. You know, where the girl gets dumped, but then realizes by the end of the show that she's better off without him, and then hooks up with some other hottie who's much better for her, while the guy who broke her heart ends up all alone, wishing he had her back. That is definitely not happening. In fact, it's kind of the other way around. Jordan is having tons of fun with his MySpace girl, while I'm the one sitting around, wishing I had him back. I sigh and stare out the kitchen window, looking for Jordan's Trailblazer. It's 8:07, and he was supposed to be here at 8, which makes me think that A, he's late, B, he's acting like an asshole and blowing me off, or C, he's gotten into a horrible car crash that's left him dead. The most likely answer is A. We went to the prom together, and the limo had to wait in his driveway for half an hour. At the end of the night, we got charged for an extra hour. He, read his parents, paid for it, but still. Although I'm all about option C. Okay, maybe not the dead part. Just like a broken leg or something. I mean, his parents have always been really nice to me, and I would feel horrible if they lost their youngest child, even if he is a liar and a cheat. Do you want some coffee? My mom asks, which is ridiculous, because she knows I don't drink coffee. Coffee stunts your growth. I'm only 5'2", and I'm still holding out hope that I'll grow another few inches. Plus, I'm tense enough. Getting me all hyped up on caffeine is definitely not a good idea. No thanks, I say, looking out the window again. I feel a lump rising in my throat, and I ignore it. He wouldn't blow me off, would he? I mean, that's so screwed up. Although if he did, that means I wouldn't have to go with him, which would be great. If he stood me up, my parents would have no choice but to let me book a flight and take it to Boston, which is what they should have let me do in the first place. I take a deep breath. It's only 3 days. I can get through that, right? 3 days is nothing. 3 days is... I rack my brain, trying to think of something that only lasts 3 days. Christmas vacation. Christmas vacation lasts 10 days, and it always seems to go by so fast. 3 days is only a third of that. Plus, I have the whole thing planned out in minute detail. The trip, I mean. So that every single second we'll be doing something. Of course, Christmas vacation is fun, and this is going to be excruciating. My dad walks into the kitchen, wearing a gray suit and drinking a protein shake. He's humming a Shakira song. My dad loves pop music, which is weird because he's almost 50. Although I think my dad may be having a bit of a midlife crisis, since lately he's taken to buying weird clothes. And I suspect he's been using self-tanner, because he definitely looks a little orange. Good morning, he says, heading over to where my mom is sitting at the kitchen table and planting a kiss on her head. He opens the cupboard and pulls down a box of cereal. Morning, I mumble, not sure what's so good about it. All set for school? He asks, smiling. Yeah, I guess, I say, trying not to sound like too much of a brat. My dad has been way cooler about this whole breakup thing than my mom. He spent hours trying to cheer me up by telling me I'd meet someone better. There's more fish in the sea. He never liked Jordan, etc. Plus, he bought me a new iPod and tons of new clothes for school. He also slipped me a copy of He's Just Not That Into You, which I guess he thought was empowering. It actually kind of is empowering, because it talks about how you shouldn't settle for a guy who doesn't want to be with you. On the other hand, realizing the guy you like just isn't that into you is not very good for one's self-esteem. Plus, I was reading parts of it to my friend Jocelyn one time, and she interrupted me to say, actually, if you need a book like that to tell you he's just not that into you, you're probably not the type that's going to act